Hey everybody, what's going on? Well, this last weekend was Motor City Comic Con 2018, and the posse got back together. We had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday together, or Monday as well, for some of us. And it was just a great time. It's always a fantastic time getting together with those guys. I want to start off by thanking CJ, Nate, Johnny, and Greco for coming and hanging out with me all weekend. It's hands down one of the greatest weekends of my entire year. I always look forward to it, and it always seems to go by way too soon, way too quick. I love you guys. Again, thanks for coming and just being a part of this weekend. So I'm going to start off showing you my haul. As you can see here, I have a little something going on. This was all of Thursday. So Greco, CJ, and Nate all came over Thursday. Actually, yes, Greco came over Thursday technically. His flight was supposed to land at around midnight. It ended up being like 3 a.m. So I picked him up, came home, slept for like 3 hours or so, and then hung out for a little while. Nate showed up, CJ showed up pretty quickly after that, and we went and hit a few like Salvation Army thrift shops, antique stores, and Nate got me into picking up some VHS tapes. The first spot we hit, they had like a fill a bag for $2 with as many VHS tapes as you could fit in there. So Nate and I split it. And Chloe, say hi. You want to say hi? Say hi. Hi. We split it and got a whole bunch, and then we went to some Salvation Armies. They were selling them for like 2 for $1, I think. I don't know. I ended up getting all these tapes, a VCR, for $10 total. So I think it ended up being like, the VCR was like $5, and then all the tapes together, when you divvy it up, it ends up being like 6 cents per tape or something like that. It was crazy. So I got a lot of good movies. Excited to have them and eventually watch them. So next, I actually went toy hunting this year. Found one that I really needed and could never find, and then found one I didn't realize was ever made, but picked it up and was super stoked about it. So first one that I've never been able to find, there you go, Boomerang. It kind of goes with my Superior Foes up on the shelf. It will go up there. But yeah, super stoked to find that. Looks really good. Still sealed, all that jazz. Got it for like $10, I think. And then the one that I saw that just took me by surprise, never knew existed, was this Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It's the Dead Collector. If you've ever watched the movie, Dead Collector is played by Eric Idle. Comes complete with triangle and club. And the packaging is really cool too. It looks like there's just mud all over it, and it's fantastic. It's going to go up on the shelf with my record and Pop's, my Terry Jones signed Pop. Next, there was one media guest there that I really wanted to meet and get him to sign something for me. Unfortunately, I had to wait in line for like an hour and a half. His booth said he'd be there at 10:30-ish. It ended up being more around 11-ish. And then the way they have the lines set up, there's the regular line and then there's a VIP line where you pay extra for a pass and you can pretty much jump line. So when I got in the regular line, I was 19th in line. By the time I got up to the front, there had been at least 20 VIP people that just streamed their way in. So it took forever. I was starting to get real antsy and really kind of upset. But I ended up meeting Wallace Shawn, who was Vincini from The Princess Bride. And he signed right there. This book right here is an anniversary gift that Emily and I gave each other. So I thought I would take this and get it signed by him. Carrie Elwes is going to be at the con in August, so I'm going to have him sign it too. And Wallace Shawn signed a happy anniversary to us, so that was pretty cool. Since we started in on signatures, I'll get to all the other ones. First up, the most important one, signatures from the guys on the program. We do it every year. I always keep the bracelet. And then this year we went and saw Deadpool 2. So I'm keeping the ticket stub as well. And I'll put that in my box with all the other years that I have. This year was really, really excited to have the Hernandez brothers come by. I was going to get like 3 books signed by them. I ended up only getting 2 on Friday. And that would be number 1. You see there Mario, Jaime, and Beto all signed there. And then I also ended up getting number 33 signed because the cover just begs for signatures. So all 3 of them signed there. And then while we were out and about on, I think it was Saturday, we came across a place that was selling some magazines, and they had some Love and Rockets issues there. So I picked them up. It was supposed to be $2 a piece. I ended up getting 3 for $5. Not a huge discount, but I had to haggle, you know. So picked up issue 5. I had all 3 of them signed there. 3, and all 3 of them signed. And then number 9, you see Beto and Jaime there on the front, and then Mario signed the back because this is his drawing here. I originally wasn't going to have number 9 signed, but Mario saw me holding it in my hand, and he was like, "That's my cover. Give me that." And then he asked if I found these in a $2 bin, and I said, "Yeah," and he was like, "I was gonna buy those." I was like, "I'm sorry." So pretty exciting to meet them. Super nice guys. Mario was super, super cool. Jaime and Beto seemed a little bit busy, maybe a little distracted, but super nice, still cool. Talked to us for a little bit. And they were actually our first stop on Friday to meet artists and everybody. So next, got this signed on Sunday. Actually, Nate gave me this to get signed, and this is Judas, number 2, I believe. Jeremy Bastian variant cover. You can see he signed right here in gold. Looks really cool. Awesome cover. Jeremy Bastian, just an amazing artist. Nate and I were talking about this before we got to the con on Sunday, and we were saying how, I was thinking that Jeremy must draw this in a bigger scale and then shrink it down to fit on a comic book. When we got there, Jeremy had the original of this cover here sitting on his table, and I looked at it. If it's bigger than this, it's by like a quarter of an inch bigger. He draws this basically this size, and if you can see the detail, it's insane. He's just amazing. He had another piece on his table where another artist came up and asked him how long it took to draw, and he said 2 months to draw one piece, and I think it was just a big piece of an Alice in Wonderland kind of thing. It was amazing. He's amazing. We also didn't know he was going to be there. He must have been a last minute add-on, but super cool guy, great artist. I think this was just a random encounter. Nobody else got anything signed by him, but Brian Stelfreeze was there, so I got Shadow of the Bat 1 signed by him. You can see it there on the side. Number 39, he signed this one in silver on the side. And 41, signed in black right there. The whole time we were there, he was talking to some other guy about the other guy's portfolio, and he just didn't care to talk to us, which, whatever. I don't know. Friday, we all came across Frank Quietly. Had like the most barren booth of anybody. Just some fold-up tables and his name printed on like paper, printer paper behind him, and like it said Frank on this one, and then Quietly on another one, but it was like this. So it was just really, really odd. But he was super cool, super nice. Johnny got a little joke in with him, and it was funny. And so I got number 1 of Batman and Robin signed by him. Number 2, and number 7, which is one of my favorite covers. So he was super cool. We had really great interactions with just about every artist we saw. Next one, we saw Rob Guillory, who does Chew. I had him sign number 5 here. Number 47. And number 57. And then he also had these, his new book coming out, I think July, Nate said, is Farmhand. He had these ash can editions that I think a couple of us picked up. So pretty awesome. I think Greco got a piece done by him as well. And yeah, he was really cool. Another one that was really awesome that I talked to for a little bit, I think a couple of the other guys got some stuff signed by him, was Ben Templesmith. He signed this Gotham by Midnight number 1 for me. You can see on the bottom cover corner there. This Wormwood Gentleman Corpse one shot, basically, of just a few short stories. Love that cover. 10 grand issue 2. I love this cover too. Squitter number 1. I got this. He was the person I got to sign the most stuff. I felt kind of shitty about it, but not really, not enough to not get it signed. Dark Days, 30 Days of Night, kind of I think short story. Number 1 of 6. Johnny actually brought this for me, and it just looks awesome, especially there with the silver signature. Love it. And then while I was there talking to him, he noticed how big the stack is that I had for him to sign. And I was like, yeah, I'm a fan. And he was like, oh, well, have you read this? And it's Wormwood, Gentleman Corpse. Wormwood Goes to Washington. And I was like, no, I haven't. And he was like, you're a fan, but you haven't read this yet? I was like, I'm sorry, my shop didn't tell me that it was coming out. And he was like, it's all right, I have it here, 3 for $10. So the 3 issues of it for $10, picked it up. Didn't have him sign these. Don't know why. I picked them up to read it anyway, so stoked about those. And then by far, I mean, all these artists I had great interactions with. Like, it was just a fantastic year for Artist Alley. But by far, the one I had the best interaction with was Steve Lieber. So I've been tweeting Steve Lieber since he's been announced to come to the show, asking if he was going to have Superior Foes of Spider-Man omnibuses there. And he said, yeah, he was going to have a couple. And I said, well, would you mind bringing an extra one just in case I don't get to you before you sell them out? And he's like, yeah, I'll hold one for you. So we ended up getting to him real early on Friday, so he still had the 2 other ones with him. He says he usually only ships 2 or 3 because they're heavy and, you know, doesn't sell a whole hell of a lot of them. But he had this, and then on the inside, he did a quick sketch of Boomerang and signed it for me. Super awesome. So I got that, and then I had a few books for him to sign. And so Superior Foes of Spider-Man #1, signed on the bottom there. And the Fix #1, first printing. I ordered that off of mycomicshop.com before, about 2 weeks before. And then this Escape from Alcatraz book. And he's like, I had it out of the bag, so the board wasn't there. And he saw the bag, and he was like, before he started signing, I think he was signing for Nate or something. And he was like, you have the Alcatraz book? And I was like, oh man, that was supposed to surprise you at the end. And he's like, there's only like 2 places in the world that you can buy that book. And I told him the story of my mom picking it up for me. And he's like, oh, that's so crazy. So he signed that for me. He was surprised and smiling and happy. And he's just one of the nicest guys. One of the nicest guys. And then during that interaction, I told him that they were making Marvel Legends series of Superior Foes of Spider-Man figures, and he said that he had seen like 2, but you know, he never really saw them. Like, it was a quick glance. And I told him how I had both of them, and Sunday we were waiting on a piece for Nate to get done by an artist, and we ended up just having to waste some time, so we went to Meyer and I picked up another one and took it back to Steve Lieber and had him sign it. He took a picture of it, posted it on Twitter saying, this is the first one of these I've ever signed, and he was super happy and laughed about it, and it was just really, really cool. Next, I'm going to show you my sketches that I got. Yeah. Okay, so I got 4 sketches done this year, which is more than I've ever done, but they were pretty inexpensive, and I just couldn't pass them up. So one of the sketches I got done was a Tom Rainey Legion here. At first, I didn't know what to think about it. I was kind of like, but the more I look at it, the more I start liking it. It's crazy looking, and that's Legion. So pretty happy with it. I only spent $20 on it, so pretty decent for the price. Pretty sure I said that was done by Tom Rainey. If I didn't, that was done by Tom Rainey. This next one, done by an artist named Eric Whalen. I think he's just a local guy, but he did this Black Bolt for me that I'm super stoked on. Really, really like it. You see by his mouth there, it says whoops, and like really quiet, and then just the rest of everything breaking down behind him. I think it turned out amazingly. $25, I think. And then on Saturday, Nate and I came across this guy. We asked him to do some sketches for us and have them for us on Sunday, and he delivered. This was J.A. DeFoy. He did this Medusa for me. Charged me $25. Usually his prices are for black. That price is for black and white, but he said for Medusa he'd just throw in some red hair since it's so, integral to her character. So turned out really good. I'm really happy with it. Super cool guy too. And then on Saturday, we went to Steve Lieber all 3 days because I'm just a fan. So Friday I got him to sign that stuff, bought the omnibus. Saturday I went to him and asked him to do a sketch for me. He did this for $25, the Head of Silvermane. Just phenomenal. He said that he loved drawing the Head of Silvermane. He said he could draw it for the entire day, just keep going, because there's so much, it makes him laugh and smile, and he just loved doing it. So really super stoked with how this turned out. And that's all the sketches I got. I think I'm going to end up doing a lot more sketches from now on and spending less on books at Comic-Con, because if I really need to, I can order books online or come across them at shops. I'd rather just have more interactions with the artists and more original pieces for the money. So I think that's going to be more of a focus in the cons to come. But I also got some books, and I'll show them to you right now. Okay, so first thing, I actually got a gift from Johnny, this hardcover Golden Age Green Lantern book. I was talking to him about how I didn't know, different Green Lanterns and stuff, and he came through with this. Oh, excuse me. Really stoked about that. Can't wait to read it. That and the Superior Foes of Spider-Man omnibus that I got were the only kinds of collected editions that I got, which is a lot different from every other con that I've been to. I normally get a shit ton of trades. It just didn't happen this year. There wasn't that many trade places, and the ones that were there, I wasn't really bothered to look through them that much. The one we usually hit up last day had just kind of had like really grimy and bad condition books, so we didn't bother. So singles, I got a lot of one title in particular. I'm not going to show off every single one of them because it's too many and it'll be far too boring for you. But I have this stack here of Thor books. Ton of Mighty Thors, including the last Walt Simonson one that I needed, which was the annual number 7. So picked those up. Pretty happy with it. Although part of me wishes I wouldn't have spent so much money on singles this time around. But I got good deals on them. A lot of those were dollar books, and some of them were $2. So can't really complain too much. Just kind of wish I didn't buy that many. Next, Squitter number 1. As you saw earlier, I got my copy signed by Ben Templesmith. Johnny was at a place looking, and it was like a 50-cent place. He only found one book, and he asked if anybody had another book that they wanted to pick up instead of breaking $1, and did a quick flip and saw this. I was like, if you don't mind, I'd take this. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. So thank you, Johnny. One book I was super stoked about came across on Sunday. This Goon Christmas special is actually number 3. Really low numbered Goon issue for $5. So pretty stoked about it. I think I might start collecting Goon in singles. Have a bunch of the trades, but the covers are just awesome. So we'll see. I didn't come across very many at all, but to come across just the Christmas special one, I was stoked on. Random issue of Green Arrow, 46. I actually came across this yesterday, which was Monday, at 2nd and Charles. I took CJ to the one over by my work, and then back to the one over by my house. And I came across this Helheim variant. Never saw this Helheim variant ever, but when I looked close down there in the bottom, that you can't see because it's glared and blurry as fuck, Katie Cook did this variant, and she is always at Motor City Comic Con. I just wish I would have found it before we went to the con so I could have her sign it. It looks awesome. I'll catch her at the next one. I'm pretty sure she's local, so she's all over the place, but maybe she'll be at the one in August. Let's hope. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, came across this at 2nd and Charles. This is Huntress, number 12. This was the last one I needed in that run, so have that complete. Super excited. A couple Daredevils. 137, 157, and 316. Because, why not? Got some Volume 2 Swamp Things. Early ones, issue 4, 5, and 7. And then some She-Hulks, Savage She-Hulks. Been looking for this run for a while, and came across a few. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 19, and 24. I think I have like 8 more issues of that to pick up. And then found 1 issue of Sensational She-Hulk that I needed. This is 59. I'm down to needing just 1 issue now, and that's issue 60, which is becoming a pain in my ass to find. But one day I'll find it. Then came across a healthy chunk of Hellblazers. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I am now down to needing only 48 single issues to have that complete. As you can see here, I have all the trades, but with only 48 to go, I might as well just keep finding them, keep hunting them down. It's like my one big title that I'm going after, so I'll keep at it. And next, we have the stack of key issues that I'm really, really happy with. So first up, New Mutants, issue 1, really, really clean. It looks really clean in Mylar. I love it. But the corners are really crisp. No issues with it at all. I think I paid $15 for it. And then New Mutants issue 16. I think it is a key. I forget who the first appearance is, but really it was just for me. It was a hole I needed to fill. So it is a key. It's a first issue. I forget who the fuck it is though. Nate can tell you. I'll ask Nate later. Next, came to a booth with some great wall books. Some that I never thought I'd pick up, but ended up getting good deals on. This one, for instance, it's beat. It's really, really rough. But it's a book that I never thought I'd have in my collection, and I'm really, really glad I do now. I paid $20 for this book, and that is Fantastic Four number 46, first appearance of Black Bolt. As you can see, there's some writing on the cover in the title there. That's highlighter in the Fantastic Four. It's got some blue spots down there by Black Bolt's knee. There's creases. It's been loved. But cover's attached, and I got it for $20. Can't really beat it. So really excited. Really, really happy with this. Again, like I said, a book I never thought I'd have in my collection. So, and then another one that I've been looking for. Always found it for really expensive, but again, found it for $20 from the same people that I got the Black Bolt from. It's a little bit dirty, but it still looks pretty good. Savage She-Hulk number 1, first appearance of She-Hulk. In the white, you can kind of see some spots, some discoloration, but are you kidding me? Pick it up for $20. And then the guys, they all got together and wrote this amazing note and gave me this amazing gift. So I think CJ has a video of it. He asked if he could put it up. I told him of course he can. So look out for that. But so I opened up the package and read the note and tore up the wrapping paper and found this Superman 308, and underneath this it said ha ha ha, just kidding. Instead, they got me a grail for me, one that I've been looking for a long time and basically gave up on finding. I never came across one that was a price I was willing to pay, but CJ found one, and the guys all chipped in and bought me Swamp Thing issue 37. First appearance of John Constantine. So, thank you guys again so much. You didn't have to. I love having you guys here, but this was a phenomenal gift. So, I will cherish it forever. Inside, I have the note in the back that they wrote me. Very heartfelt, and you'll see the video. Anyway, so that's it. That's my haul for the weekend. Pretty phenomenal. I'm very happy with everything I ended up getting. And as always, I love spending time with the guys. It's only 364 days till next year. But yeah, so that's it. Motor City Comic Con 2018. My haul. I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you later.